I died choking on my own blood, the salty tang of betrayal mixing with a metallic bite as my ex-husband's fist connected with my jaw one last time. The beach house, my sanctuary, my inheritance from Grandma Ellis, loomed behind us like a mocking witness, its windows shattered from the fight, waves roaring below the cliffs as if applauding his rage. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst was realizing my parents had sold me out, renting the place illegally to his rich family's wedding gig for $5,000, pocketing the cash while I drowned in debt they helped bury me under. Then nothing. Blackness. And suddenly a jolt, like slamming into cold ocean water after a 50-foot drop. My eyes snapped open, heart pounding against ribs that shouldn't ache anymore. I was staring at the faded floral wallpaper of my old bedroom in the beach house, the one I'd painted teal back in college. Sunlight slanted through the blinds, hitting the alarm clock. July 15th, 2023. 2 years before the wedding. 2 years before the fists and the lies that ended me. Holy shit, I whispered, bolting upright. My hands, younger, unscarred, clutched the sheets. Gemma Harper, 32 again, but with the memories of 34 screaming in my skull. I'd been Gemma the fool once, trusting daughter, loyal wife, the idiot who signed over power of attorney to help the family. Now, I was Gemma the ghost, back from the grave, and hell-bent on rewriting the ending. The house smelled of salt and stale coffee, just like always. Downstairs, I could hear Mom humming some old Eagles tune while Dad clomped around in his boat shoes, probably nursing a hangover from last night's business meeting. Business. That's what they called it when they schemed behind my back. In my first life, it started small. Dad's construction gigs drying up after the '08 crash, Mom's retail job vanishing in the pandemic. They leaned on me hard, Gemma, the graphic designer with the steady freelance income and that prime Malibu property Grandma left her in the will. Family first, Gem, Dad would say, clapping my shoulder too hard, his breath like cheap bourbon. I'd nod, fork over rent money from the house I barely used, the one spot of stability in my crumbling marriage to Tyler. Tyler Voss, Wall Street wolf in sheep's clothing, the guy who charmed me at a Santa Monica art gallery with lines about building empires together. We met in 2020, married in 21, and by 23, the crack showed, his late nights at the firm turning into lipstick stains and offshore accounts. But the real knife? My parents. They knew Tyler was bleeding me dry, maxing my cards on his coke-fueled weekends, forging my signature on loans. And instead of pulling me aside, they saw dollar signs in the beach house. It's sitting empty, honey, Mom cooed over wine one night. Just a quick rental. $5,000 for a wedding? That's chump change for the bosses. We'll split it 3 ways. I said no, firmly. But they did it anyway. Listed it on some shady Airbnb knockoff under Dad's Buddies LLC, pocketed the deposit, and when the bride's family showed up early for setup, it was chaos. Tyler flipped, accused me of sabotage because I'd changed the code once in a fight. The wedding went south, his family cut him off, and in his blackout fury, he came for me. Punches. Shoves. Me tumbling down the deck stairs, cracking my skull on the rocks below. Mom and Dad? They found me, called it an accident. Collected the insurance. On me, the house, everything. Lived fat off it till the feds caught Tyler for fraud, but by then, I was cold in the ground. Now, here I was alive. Pulse racing, I stumbled to the mirror. Same wavy auburn hair, same green eyes flecked with gold, like Grandma's. But the fire in them? New. Forged in hell. I wouldn't warn them. No tearful confrontations, no therapy sessions. This time, I'd play their game, smarter, sharper, until they choked on their own greed. First things first, secure the castle. I grabbed my phone, iPhone 13, not the cracked 15 from later, and scrolled to the locksmith app. Emergency change, all locks and smart system. I typed, scheduling for noon. Cash only, no questions. Then I dressed, yoga pants, tank top, the casual California vibe that screamed, harmless coastal millennial. Downstairs, Mom was flipping pancakes, her peroxide bob bouncing as she turned. Morning, sleepyhead, she chirped, sliding a plate my way. Big day? Tyler mentioned something about that client dinner. I forced a smile, syrupy sweet. Yeah, but first, house stuff. The alarm's glitchy, gonna get it fixed. Dad grunted from the couch, eyes on ESPN. A beer already cracked at 10 a.m. classic. I ate mechanically, memories flashing. The hospital room where they signed my DNR in secret, whispering about the burden I was becoming. By noon, the locksmith, a burly guy named Rico with a saint's tattoo, arrived in an unmarked van. I met him at the side gate, away from the windows. Full rekey, deadbolts on every door, new keypad codes, and cameras, discreet ones, wired to my phone. He nodded, no chit-chat, and got to work. 2 hours later, the house was a fortress. I tested the app, locks green, feeds live. Dad's boat keys? Still worked on the shed, but not the house. Oops. That night, Tyler came over, all cologne and confidence, bearing takeout from Nobu. Babe, this place is gold, he said, sprawling on the deck chaise, overlooking the Pacific's endless blue. The sun dipped low, painting the waves gold, Malibu magic that used to make me melt. Now, it just fueled the rage simmering in my gut. We ate sushi rolls, talked shop. His big merger, that'd make us millionaires. My freelance slump. Lies layered like wasabi on rice. In my first life, I'd believed him. Let him convince me to co-sign that Vegas timeshare, the one that tanked us. This time, I nodded, laughed at his jokes, but my mind raced ahead. Tomorrow, I'd call my lawyer, quietly update the will, strip their access. Plant seeds of doubt. But the betrayal ran deeper, a secret festering like driftwood rot. Grandma hadn't just left me the house. She'd buried a vault in the basement crawlspace, deeds, bonds, a cool 2 mil in trusts from her pharma days. For the one who fights, Gemma, her letter read. I'd found it after her funeral, shared it with the family in a haze of grief. Dad's eyes lit up like slot machines. Mom started helping with the paperwork. By the time Tyler entered the picture, they'd siphoned half, forged transfers to family LLCs. The rest? They planned to grab after my accident. I wouldn't let that slide. As Tyler snored beside me that night, I slipped downstairs, phone flashlight cutting the dark. The vault, cold steel, combo July 15th, 49, Grandma's birthday and the house's build year. Inside, originals gleamed. Untainted deeds, passcodes to digital safes. I snapped photos, emailed them to a burner account. Step 1, evidence. Days blurred into a tense normalcy. I worked from the sunroom, Photoshop gigs for LA startups, billing double what I used to, funneling cash into a new offshore setup. Tyler pushed harder for the house as collateral on his deals. Come on, Gem, it's our future. I demur, cite market jitters. Parents dropped hints. Dad's truck payment due, Mom's spa weekend, with her coven of Botox blondes. We could all use a boost, she'd say, eyes flicking to the ocean view worth millions. Then, the first crack, a month in, Dad's buddy Lou, the sleazy realtor, called. Heard you're open to short-term lets? Got a wedding planner sniffing around. Voss connections, fat check. My blood iced. This was it, the spark. In the old timeline, I'd laughed it off, too buried in Tyler's drama. Now? Send the details, I said coolly. Lou emailed, $5,000 for a 3-day bash, October 25. Bride, Sophia Voss, Tyler's cousin. The family empire's golden girl. I forwarded it to Tyler, blind CC to my lawyer. Let the wolves circle. Meanwhile, I escalated. Hired a PI, ex-cop named Harlan, to dig. Discreet, I told him over black coffee at a Venice dive. Parents, husband, financials, calls, everything. He quoted $2,000 up front. I Venmo'd from the vault slush fund.
Harlan delivered fast.
Parents' texts. Gem's clueless. Push the rental, then the sale. Tyler's emails. Offshore wires to Cayman shells, co-signed by Dad. And the secret? A forged codicil to Grandma's will, dated after her death. gifting the house to family trust. Mom's notary stamp, fake as her highlights. They'd planned my exit from the start, debt me into desperation, stage the fall, inherit clean. Rage boiled, but I played cool. Hosted a barbecue, parents, Tyler, a few neighbors. Beers flowed, stories swapped. As Dad grilled burgers, grease popping like gunfire, I leaned in. Hey, Pops, ever think about flipping the house? Market's hot. His eyes sharpened, hook set. Yeah? What's the angle? Just dreaming. I shrugged, watching him salivate. Tyler chimed in, all bro vibes. We could do it together, man. Empire builders. They bonded over scotch that night, plotting in whispers I pretended not to hear. By week's end, the rental pitch landed. Lou's contract. Signatures blank. I forgot mine at home. 2 months passed in calculated calm. I ghosted Tyler's heavier pushes, blamed work stress. Parents amped up the guilt. Mom's tears over hard times, Dad's sighs about legacy. I countered with gifts, paid their electric, slipped Lou a finder's fee to stall. Harlan's updates piled up, Tyler's coke habit worsening, Dad's gambling debts at the track hitting $50K. The noose tightened, self-made. October crept in, fog rolling off the Pacific like bad omens. The wedding date loomed, October 15th, 25. Invites out, deposits wired. Sophia Voss, bubbly influencer with a trust fund, gushing on Insta about dream Malibu nuptials. Tyler's family, old money from Newport, snobs who'd cut him loose last time for the embarrassment. This time, I'd make it legendary. The night before setup, I struck. Midnight, house silent, I moved like a shadow. New locks installed weeks back, Rico's best, biometric now. I wiped the old codes, synced to my biometrics only. Cameras rolled, capturing nothing but waves. Then the twist, I emailed Lou from a spoof account, client changed mind. Full refund or lawsuit. Attached, forged docs showing prior booking conflict. Panic would ensue. Dawn broke gray. Tyler stirred, hungover. Gem?
Doors gemmed.
I feigned sleep, then rushed down. Phone in hand, filming. Deadbolt firm, keypad mocking. What the? He pounded, called a locksmith. Parents arrived by 9, Dad with toolbox, Mom with coffee thermos, laced with judgment. It's the storm last week. I lied smoothly. Electronics fried. Rico's van pulled up, my call, timed perfect. Ma'am, that's not. I cut him off, wide-eyed. Just fix it quick. We've got guests coming. But Lou beat them there, apoplectic. Harper. The Vosses are en route. Caterers, florists, the works. Dad cornered me. What did you do, Jem? I blinked innocent. Me? It's your buddy's glitchy listing. Fingers pointed, voices rose. Tyler's phone blew up, Sophia wailing, her mom threatening suits. This is sabotage. Tyler roared, face purple. I stood my ground, keys jangling in my pocket. The new set, engraved GH. Maybe check the contracts. Or the forgeries. The word hung. Mom paled. What forgeries, honey? Time for the hook. I pulled up Harlan's dossier on my tablet, screenshots, timestamps, the codicil scan. This one. Grandma's will.
Your stamp, Mom.
And Dad's LLC siphoning the trust. Oh, and Tyler's wires? Traced to your joint account. Silence crashed like a rogue wave. Dad lunged for the tablet. I sidestepped, cameras catching it all. Tyler snarled, "You bitch." Always the victim. But I laughed, cold, triumphant. Victim?
Nah.
Survivor. Round 2. Cops arrived by noon, my anonymous tip on the fraud. Vosses pulled up in Escalades, florist vans idling.
Case erupted, arrest pending, wedding scrapped.
Sophia sobbed into her veil. Her dad, red-faced tycoon, barked at lawyers. My family fractured before my eyes, parents cuffed on the deck, Tyler in the squad car, screaming betrayal. But as they hauled him away, our eyes locked through the window. His widened, not rage but recognition. Like he saw the ghost in me. Gemma. How? The twist hit then, sharp as cliff rocks. In the old life, he confessed post-arrest, high on regret. Your folks put me up to it, the push, the fall. For the house. I died forgiving, whispering, I love you through broken teeth.
Now?
I mouthed back. Game over. The squad cars peeled out, sirens slicing the fog like accusations. Neighbors gawked from their decks, Malibu busybodies with binoculars and gossip apps, snapping pics for the next-door thread that'd blow up by lunch. Beach house bloodbath. Heiress busts family fraud. I could see the headlines, taste the schadenfreude. But inside, the house felt hollow. Echoes of Grandma's laughter drowned by the Pacific's indifferent crash. I sank onto the deck steps, tablet limp in my lap. The cameras had it all. Dad's wild swing, Mom's gasp of denial, Tyler's feral lunge before the zip ties. Harlan texted, Clean feed centipede, Voss Patriarchs on line 1. Wants a word. I ignored it, lit a joint from the stash Tyler hid in the garden shed. First drag burned clean, no chaser of regret. This was freedom, acrid and alive. Cops milled inside, dusting for prints that weren't there. My setup was surgical, no traces. Detective Ruiz, a no-nonsense Latina with a LAPD badge and a stare that peeled lies, pulled me aside. Ms. Harper, walk me through it. You say they forged docs? Rented without permission? I nodded, voice steady as the tide line.
Yeah.
Started with the trust Grandma's bonds. $2 million easy. They funneled it through Dad's shell company for investments. Then the house, listed it as theirs, pocketed deposits. Wedding was the big score. Voss money to bail Tyler's debts. I paused, letting the irony sink. My husband. Ex now, I guess. Ruiz's pen scratched furious notes. And the locks? You changed 'em when? Last month. Security upgrade, I told him. After a break-in scare. Lie layered on truth, enough to paint me cautious, not conspiratorial. She eyed me, probing. You got proof of the scare? Ring cam footage. Pulled up a doctored clip. Shadows in the yard, time-stamped. Harlan's touch, pro level. Ruiz grunted approval. Smart. We'll need statements from your PI. By evening, the house cleared. Parents booked, felony fraud, conspiracy charges stacking like Jenga. Tyler? Assault pending, plus the IRS on his tail for the wires. I poured a Malbec, watched the sunset bleed red over the waves. Victory tasted like salt and iron, but the high faded fast. Rebirth wasn't a reset button, it was a loaded gun, and I just fired the first chamber. Calls flooded. Tyler's lawyer, all bluster and NDAs. Sophia's mom, venomous voicemails about ruining a girl's life. Even Lou, whimpering for mercy. I blocked them, drafted a press release instead. Malibu heiress exposes family betrayal, forged wills, and illegal rentals. Sent to TMZ, Variety, the LAT. Let the vultures feast. Sleep evaded that night. Dreams twisted. Tyler's fists morphing into Dad's work gloves. Mom's smile cracking into a snarl. Woke at 3 a.m., sweating. The vault's cold metal calling. I patted down, cracked it open. Not just deeds, Grandma's letter, yellowed. Gemma, blood don't always mean family. Guard your shore. She'd known, suspected their greed even in her hospice bed. Why hadn't I listened? Because trust is the original sin in a place like this. Sun-soaked facades hiding rot. Dawn brought Harlan coffee and croissants in tow. Ex-Marine, salt and pepper buzzcut, he slid into the kitchen booth like an old confidant. Rough night. His gravel voice cut through my fog. Like reliving a nightmare. I sipped espresso, black as my mood. What's next? Bail hearings? He nodded, unfolding a tablet. Parents out by morning, collaterals the house, ironically. Tyler? Voss bail, but he's toxic now. Families icing him. A grin cracked his stoic mask. You played it like a pro, kid. But watch your six, they'll retaliate. Retaliate. The word hung, heavy as fog. In the old life, they had, after my accident, whispers to the press about my instability, painting me the drunk who slipped. Therapy notes forged, blood alcohol inflated. This time, I'd armored up, but cracks showed. A text from Mom's burner. "We did it for you, Gemma. Call off the dogs." I deleted it, but doubt wormed in. Was it all greed, or something uglier? Harlan's digs hinted at more. Dad's old union beefs, Mom's pill habit from a 90s car wreck. The rental? Desperation, maybe. But the forgery? That was malice, premeditated. Week 1 post-bust. Media storm. Drones buzzed the cliffs. Paparazzi in kayaks offshore. I holed up, worked remotely, rebranded my freelance as Harper Designs, Resilient Creatives. Clients poured in, drawn to the drama. Tyler tried once, showed at the gate, disheveled in a hoodie, eyes bloodshot. "Gem, baby, talk. It's all a misunderstanding." The intercom crackled. "Stay your business, boss." Cameras caught his twitch, coke jitters. "I love you. We can fix this." Pleading, but his fists clenched, knuckles white. I buzzed the gate open, just enough to step out. Mist hung low, waves whispering warnings. "Love? You mean the part where you beat me bloody? Or sold me out for Dad's gambling fix?" He flinched. "They pressured me, said you'd never know. The wedding cash was for us, to start over." Liar. I stepped closer, voice low. "I know about the codicil. The accident plan. You all scripted my exit." His face crumpled. "Guilt. Real this time? Or acting?" "Gem, after you fell, I couldn't."
Fell.
I laughed, bitter. "You pushed Tyler. And I'll prove it." Bluff, but it landed. He backed away, mumbling threats, then fled when a neighbor's dog barked. That night, the controversial call. Leaked the cam footage. Not the wedding chaos, the old life sim, a staged reenactment I'd filmed with Harlan. Actors playing the fall. Anonymous drop to a true crime podcaster. Malibu murder plot foiled. It aired midnight, downloads spiking. Public outcry swelled. Justice for Gemma trended. Petitions for no bail on Tyler. Parents' hearing hit Tuesday. Downtown courthouse swarmed. I testified, composed in a navy sheath, California cool under fluorescence. "They didn't just steal money, Your Honor. They stole my future." Mom sobbed theatrically. Dad glowered, muttering ungrateful. Judge set trial date. Fraud counts, up to 20 years. But the real storm brewed at home. Lou cornered me at the farmer's market. Organic kale as cover. "Gemma, off record. Your folks were desperate. Tyler owed sharks, Vegas types. The rental was payback." I gripped my tote, avocados bruising. "And the forgery?" He shrugged, sweaty. "Collateral. But hey, cut a deal, drop charges, I got dirt on Voss Senior embezzlement, big league." Temptation nod. Controversial? Hell yes, blackmail the blackmailers, trade secrets for silence. But it reeked of their game. "Pass," I said, walking away. Yet the seed planted. Maybe mercy had a price. Sophia Voss reached out next, DM on Insta. Tear-streaked selfie. "I didn't know Gemma. My family's monsters. Can we talk? Refund the deposit, make it right." Young, entitled, but cracks in the armor. Hashtags of doubt, stories of her dad's rages. We met at a neutral spot. Duke's in Malibu, Ocean View booth. She fidgeted with her latte, blonde waves hiding bruises, emotional, not physical. Tyler's always been the black sheep. The wedding? Dad's power play, to legitimize him. Her voice cracked. "When it blew up, he blamed you. Said you'd lose it like your grandma."
Grandma.
The secret deepened. Ellis Harper hadn't died peaceful, overdosed on pain meds, ruled accident. But whispers. She'd confronted Dad about skimming her retirement. "Suicide note was fishy," Sophia added. "Forged, like yours almost was." Chill raced my spine. Not just me, the pattern.
Grandma, then me.
Mom and Dad's long con, Tyler the muscle. I pressed. Proof. She slid a USB, hacked emails, Voss servers. Dad to Tyler. Like Ellis, make it look bad. My world tilted. Rebirth's gift. Not just revenge, but revelation. They hadn't just betrayed, they'd killed. I left Duke's numb, drove the P6 curves too fast, wind whipping tears. Home. I confronted the vault again. Grandma's photo, smiling on the deck, 80s big hair. Fight, Gemma. I would, but how far? Leak the emails? Frame its self-defense in court? The line blurred. Justice or vendetta? Harlan called as dusk fell. Trouble. Tyler skipped bail. Voss jet to Mexico. Parents lawyered up, pointing at you. Entrapment. Adrenaline surged. Time to escalate. I wired Harlan double. Track Voss. And dig Grandma's death. Autopsy witnesses. Nights turned vigil. Monitoring cams. Fielding threats. Burned effigies on the beach. Anonymous notes. Blood for blood. Media shifted. From victim to villainous. Harper's witch hunt. Is she hiding her own secrets? Fox News spun it conservative. Entitled Millennial Destroys Family for Inheritance. Doubt crept. Controversial whispers. Was I the monster now? Changing locks started playful, but the leaks, the tips, they weaponized pain. Tyler's last words echoed. Always the victim. Maybe he was right. Rebirth didn't erase scars. It amplified them. Climax brewed. Trial prep. Voss countersuit for defamation. Sophia flipped, testified for immunity, spilling family dirt. Mom cracked in deposition. It was Jack's idea, your father. The pills for Ellis, the push for you. Dad? Silent fury. But in lockup he smuggled a note. Meet me. Truth for a deal. I went. County jail. Sterile gray. He looked smaller, shackled. Jem, listen.
Grandma.
She was sick, ranting. The meds?
Mercy.
You? Accident gone wrong. Liar. But his eyes, pleading, broken. The rental? To save the house from your debts. Tyler's mess. My debts? The ones they co-signed, then buried. You forged the codicil. Plan my fall. He leaned in, voice rasp. Twist, kid. Tyler did it alone. Framed us. Wanted the house solo, Voss merger bait. World spun. Antagonist shift. Not family, but the wolf I betted. Proof? Check the safe deposit. Bank on Wilshire. Box 472. Keys in my boot here. I left shaking. Harlan met me outside. Bullshit test. I'll verify. That night, alone. Waves thundering, I cracked. Sobbed for the girl who trusted. The life stolen twice. Rebirth's curse. Knowledge without peace. Harlan's call came at midnight. Voice like crushed gravel. Box 472. Bingo. Emails. Tyler's to a fixer. Harper problem solved. Bribes to your folks for cover. Then double cross. He spiked the rental to trigger you. Stage the rage. Parents guilty as sin. But he pulled strings. Strings. The puppeteer revealed. I paced the deck. Phone hot against my ear. Stars pricking the velvet sky. Malibu's elite slumbered in their compounds, oblivious. And Grandma? Same MO. Tyler's uncle, Voss Sr., hired the nurse who OD'd her. Inheritance grab. Your dad knew. Took hush money. The web tightened, sticky with old blood. Tyler, not pawn, kingpin. Groomed by his clan to infiltrate, wed the asset, eliminate. The wedding? Endgame. Consolidate under Voss control. Frame the Harpers as patsies. Dawn broke bloody, mirroring my resolve. No more half measures. I suited up. Black jeans, leather jacket, urban armor. First stop. Bank vault, Wilshire Financial. Box 472 yielded gold. USB drives, ledgers, a recorded call. Tyler to fixer. Pusher good. Rocks do the rest. Chills but cathartic. Evidence enough for murder one. Ruiz met me at the station, bleary-eyed. Harper? This better be good. You're stirring a hornet's nest. I slid the drive across scarred Formica. It's biblical. Tyler Voss, serial architect. My fall, Grandma's accident. Parents complicit, but he's the devil. Her eyes scanned files, widening.
Jesus.
Feds'll want this. Rico on the Vosses. Warrants spun up fast. Tyler's Mexico bolt traced to a Cabo villa. Voss Sr.'s jet impounded. By noon, headlines screamed, Malibu dynasty crumbles. Murder plot unravels. Parents' cell buzzed with panic. Mom called, voice warble. Gemma, he's turning us in. Deal for leniency. I let it ring. Pity souring to ash. Complicit. They knew the script, played extras for scraps. The controversial pivot. Immunity play. DA offered. Testify against Tyler. Voss's fold charges to manslaughter. Self-defense angle. He pitched over stake at Musso and Frank. You snapped in the moment. Locks as prelude. Snapped?
Nah. Calculated.
But the line blurred. Accept, and I walked free. House intact. Vault secure. Refuse? Full trial. Risk perjury wraps on my setups. American justice. Wheel and deal or rot. I signed. Stomach churning. Mercy for monsters? Pragmatism, I told myself. Survival. Trial hit like a Pacific swell. Downtown circus. Cameras flashing. Neon stand. First person raw. I woke up knowing. Every bruise, every lie. Reborn to end it. Gasps rippled. Judge banged gavel. Psych eval spun as trauma echo. Not delusion. Tyler's team attacked. Vindictive X. Fabricating for clout. But Sophia sealed it. Tearful, damning. He bragged after the rehearsal dinner. Gemma's out tomorrow. House is ours. Uncle Voss crumbled next. Plea deals spilling empires. Pharma scams. Union busts. Dad took the stand last, broken man, admitting mercy for Mom's burdens. Manslaughter, 10 years. Mom, 5 with rehab. Tyler?
No merci.
Extradited, cuffed in orange, he glared across the courtroom. Our eyes locked, mine steel, his fractured. You witch, he hissed during recess. How'd you know? Ghosts tell. I whispered, close enough for mics. Grandma says hi. Verdict, life, no parole. Voss empire fractured. Assets seized, headlines eternal. I walked out into LA's smog, free air sweet as sea spray. But the twist lingered, barbed. Post-trial, Harlan dropped the bomb. A letter, Tyler's from lockup. Gem, you win. But the real secret? I loved you first. They forced the play. Voss blood oath. The fall? Panic not plan. Forgive?
Nah.
But no. You're them now. Ruthless. Mirror cracked.
Sigh.
Locks changed, sparked petty. Leaks turned lethal. The house, mine again but haunted. Sold it 6 months later. Vault funds seeding a foundation. Ellis Harper Resilience. Grants for betrayal survivors. Therapy, legal aid. Coastal sunsets from afar now via Zoom. Mom visited once. Paroled early, frail in sweats. Eyes hollow. We failed you twice. Coffee steamed between us at a Santa Monica cafe. Waves mocking in distance. Grandma warned. Greed's tide. Pulled us under. I nodded. Walls thin. Underwater, but I swam. No hugs, just closure. Dad died inside. Cancer, quiet. Tyler? Rumors of Schenk and Corcoran. Voss name cursed. Rebirth's end. Not tidy bow, but scarred peace. I remarried, quiet, to a surf shop owner named Kai. No empires, just bonfires and brutal honesty. Kid on the way, kicking like storms. At night, I trace the cliffs in dreams, not falling, but flying. Betrayal's wake, stronger shores. Yet in quiet, doubt whispers. Second chances demand for sins. I chose revenge. Controversial, tense, American as apple pie a la mode with arsenic. Worth it? Ask the ghost in the glass. She smiles fierce. Fade to waves.
The end.